is a poem by Langston Hughes. I dream a world. I dream a world where man, no other man will soar, where love will bless the earth, and peace its paths adorn. I dream a world where all will know sweet freedom's way, where greed no longer saps the soul, nor avarice blights our day. A world I dream where black or white, whatever race you be, will share the bounties of the earth, and every man is free, where wretchedness will hang its head, and joy, like a pearl, attends the needs of all mankind. Of such I dream my world. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever might be the case. Are you real? Am I real? Am I talking to myself or somebody else just in front of me? In fact, I thought, even an image, and as such, I am real. Consider that I am truly virtual for the observer. You might not be seeing me as I am right now, in this very moment, or only listening to me as I am truly virtual to you. But I am as real as I can be in my own world now. If it was not improved and recorded, my image and voice captured on a medium which is invented and improved, you would not have this virtual experience. And it would be virtually impossible to imagine within my mind that you at all existed. However, by knowing, or rather imagining that you are there, makes me feel fulfilled and satisfied in that someone is seeing me and listening to me, and I am relaying my virtual imagery and words to you, and equally I appear real to you on your screen. However, if we were utilizing the methods available to us in the virtual existence, we would know and feel the reality of having it anywhere around the world. When someone we know of is no longer physically available to relay any wisdom, naturally, virtual appearances, the presence we imagine, would only remain imagined. And yes, we tended to communicate mentally in our thoughts, as registered and recalled from previously known faculties we possessed, as if it is now. And this strengthens our virtual reality as if it is real. Although we cannot touch or physically feel the other, who remains but as a memory, we may still perceive the phenomena as if it is happening in the real time, live. And that seems to satisfy our minds and thus our brains, let alone our imaginations. Could therefore our imaginations be realized as real and not virtual? Similarly, when conversing with a person whom we have interacted before and have done things with, and who also was physically real to us, whereas now in our virtual reality we probably needed that realism to build the basis for our virtual existence and current imaginations, or even our current premises of imagination. And naturally, if we did not have the experience, our virtual imagined world with its past memories would be very hard to consider. The very first primordial man would have no memory of beingness, as we centuries later could imagine. Are we therefore real, would you say? If we have physical items we are familiar with from yesterday or yesteryear or yester-century, like for example, pebble we may have been playing with, or a spoon we utilize to eat our food, then this then is realized as real to us. If we had a sound recording, a photograph, a handwritten note, a letter, or similar objects, they would help us realize that our yesterday was real. It seems that all our existence is being somehow recorded into items we once had. The experience of reality, which would mean nothing to somebody else who did not have the same experiences, until the experience has become available to that person. However, when you go to a say, medical professional to find a cure for your imagined ailment or real ailment, the doctor would, through what he or she had studied and experienced before, and now knowing with other people's experiences similar to yours, he or she could recommend the same or similar methods or techniques to help you until you are well again. Now keep this in mind for a moment. You would most certainly reconsider the same for someone else, wouldn't you? Everything we have obtained and do right now are based on the same basis, and that makes life real for every single individual living on the surface of this unique world. This ultimate thinking and consideration, therefore, is the foundation of all things. Like our pasts, our nows, and even our futures. The way we think, we create our own selves anew. Through the increasing new discoveries and knowledge, we gain. And we gain, as we gain, we add a little more to our virtual repertoire. As we humans measure our realities with the opinions of others and build on it, but when we start building our unique opinions, we become fairly creative and prepare our own tomorrows. And the unique behavior patterns we develop. Through imitation and self-actualization, we become what we desire. Further, we consider our happiness, which can lead to eventual well-being, or we dwell on unhappiness, which can lead to misery. And so we build and rebuild our lives unendingly. Whatever we think and imagine, we become. Consider the mature age couples who made it through thick and thin, and now one of them passes away, dies, and a virtual reality based upon the usual and habitual life stream experienced on mutual terms becomes the leading factor to keep following the same pattern. This is probably why when one dies, the other keeps on going for a while in living, or follows the other. Then, through the not too well-known considerations, the other follows soon after. But when the pattern is broken, the other may keep going for many years further after the event. In reality, the pattern may be broken with a variety of interests, hobbies, and encounters in the human world. Then, not too well-known proverb is realized. We need not to die with the dying. That is also why the usual advice given indicates, be happy and live, no matter what. Remember, man is as he thinks. Every day is a new beginning. Every day makes us realize we are alive and able to do things. We were happy to be alive yesterday, as we are today. And tomorrow, we will be truly grateful for being alive. If we lose the ability to hope for a better tomorrow, we may not at all experience what is hoped for, in reality or in virtual reality. If we lose the ability to think, we have no need to be here. Hopes, imaginations, however, without any plans, and the deeds that go with it, hand in hand, is as good as nothing. Do you agree? But realistic thinking will eventually put us on the right path. Remember, there can be no reaction without any action. Don't you think so? Have you ever dreamt of a dream wherein you were waking up into yet another dream, and asked what it was all about. Can you really interpret your dreams apart from a few theorized psychological assessments? Just think about it. Some of us seem to wake up as if from a dream, trying to assess what it was for, and even probably discovering it being naught else other than a mere dream sequence that we do not need to be too concerned about. If, however, the entire life we experience is perceived as real, and we readily discover at the end of the whole situation as being nothing else but a dream, a fantasy, unreal, virtual. Is it truly a dream we create by ourselves, or are we observing something, and perhaps even some other reality beyond our human understanding? Consider. It therefore becomes extremely courageous to even say we simply don't know. When we eventually wake up, or about to wake up, the concept of time may make no sense at all. Certainly, we are discovering things only this science can attempt to describe and explain, whereas our so-called religions tend to claim a certain comprehension, and often leading to a form of an answer which may sound like only the God knows. But it certainly is most limited and limiting, and the information remains still hidden, while our sciences try to explain, and the average human mind remains only puzzled, even confused, and often ignored. We all are led to believe we just are. In other words, encouraged to remain ignorant. Or do we already know all the answers deep down in a different level? We, or just some of us, still tend to ask what it is all about and why. Alas, religious thought has no answers, and the science at least considers the alternatives. If everything we experience and know that there are only instances, what are those instances? Question mark. Are we here by an accident? One school of thought claims that a God made it all. Answer to this thought vary and are not satisfactory in many fronts. Although the science may not have completely satisfactory answers, but still the imagination points to possibilities. Keep that in mind. He says, I'm a sailor without the sails, a bird without the wings, perhaps even a cork on waters of a lake, bobbing up and down, with the waves as the wind blows, and the breeze so strong, like everyone knows. Where it comes from is unknown. Questions rise and questions die down, and the answers unknown. I seem to live in my silence and die in my loneliness, and still asking, why? Life has its ups and downs, my friend, just the same, as we all do. Our days have their challenges, too. Whether rich or poor, no one is more favored than the cat in your front door. Salt is good here and there to be had. Too much of it, not much good at that. A little adds to taste, without which all is but a waste. You're told you be the earth's salt, and without which earth has no taste, and you be nothing, though it may not be your fault. Yet your words and your deeds, 'tis the world's needs. Pretenders that fill the world with multitudes of promises, they cannot fulfill the dreams and the norm. You are thus given a reason and form to learn and teach decorum. Much is already said. O human, 'tis time to wake. Seasons come and seasons go. 'Tis time to plant and rake. In the universe, your real place to take. Thank you for watching this program, and we will meet you again by the next episode. Until then, keep smiling and be happy.